Every month you pay rent, something happens that nobody in the rental industry wants you to think too hard about. Your landlord takes your check, pays their mortgage with it, and keeps the difference. Their loan balance goes down, their equity goes up, their net worth increases, yours does not. This isn't a landlord conspiracy, it's just math. And the math works the same way whether your landlord is a corporation owning 1,000 units or a person who bought the duplex next door 20 years ago. The question isn't whether renting is bad. Sometimes it's the right financial choice. The question is whether you understand exactly what's happening to your money every month you write that check, and whether there's a better option available to you right now that you haven't seriously looked at. That's what this video is about. Let's start with the honest math on renting. If you're paying $1,600 a month in rent, over 1 year that's $19,200, leaving your bank account and entering someone else's. Over 5 years, it's $96,000. Over 10 years, assuming modest annual rent increases of 3% a year, you've paid somewhere around $218,000 in rent. At the end of that 10 years, you own nothing. You have no asset, you have no equity, you have a rental history and whatever you manage to save alongside the rent payments. That isn't a moral judgment. Renting provides real value. You have flexibility, no maintenance obligations, no property tax exposure, and no risk if the market declines. Those things have genuine worth, but they don't build wealth and they don't compound. Here's the comparison that changes the conversation. A homeowner who bought a $300,000 home 10 years ago with a 5% down payment has been building equity from two separate directions simultaneously. Their loan balance has been decreasing with every mortgage payment, and their property has been appreciating in most markets over a 10-year period. That combination produces a net worth gain that dwarfs what the equivalent renter accumulated. The renter didn't lose, they just didn't win the compounding game, and in a market where rents keep rising, the longer you rent, the more of your income goes to housing without generating a return. Equity is the difference between what your home is worth and what you owe on it. And it builds from two sources, and understanding both of them changes how you think about a mortgage payment. The first source is principal paydown. Every mortgage payment has two components, interest and principal. In the early years of a 30-year mortgage, the split heavily favors interest. On a $280,000 loan at 6.8%, your first payment of roughly $1,830 includes about $1,587 in interest and only $243 going toward your principal balance. That ratio shifts gradually over the life of the loan, so by year 15 more of each payment is reducing your balance than paying interest. It starts slow, but it's relentless and it never stops. The second source is appreciation. Historically, U.S. home prices have appreciated at an average of 3 to 4% a year over long periods. On a $300,000 home, 3% appreciation is $9,000 in the first year alone, added to your net worth without any action on your part. That appreciation is also leveraged, meaning you're gaining on the full value of the asset, not just the down payment you put in. If you put $15,000 down on a $300,000 home and it appreciates $9,000 in year one, that's a 60% return on your actual cash invested. No savings account produces that. The third source, which most people don't think about as equity, is forced savings. The principal portion of every mortgage payment is money that stays with you rather than leaving permanently. A renter who pays $1,600 a month has $1,600 gone. A homeowner who pays $1,830 a month has $243 of that staying in their net worth from day one, and that number grows every single month for 30 years. This channel is about honesty, so let's be clear about when renting isn't the wrong choice. If you're planning to move within 2 to 3 years, buying is often not the smarter financial move. The transaction costs of buying and selling a home, agent commissions, closing costs, moving expenses typically run 8 to 10% of the home's value, if you need appreciation and time to absorb those costs. A 2-year hold in a flat market can leave you worse off financially than if you'd rented. If your emergency fund would be wiped out by the down payment and closing costs, buying with nothing in reserve is a risk that doesn't serve you. One major repair in the first year of ownership, a new roof, a failed HVAC system, a plumbing emergency, can create real financial hardship if you have no buffer. The right time to buy isn't when you have exactly enough. It's when you have enough plus a cushion. If your income is genuinely unstable, the fixed obligation of a mortgage payment is less forgiving than a lease you can break. Freelancers and contract workers with inconsistent income need to be honest about what happens to their mortgage payment in a slow month. And if your local market's price-to-rent ratio is extreme, meaning it's dramatically cheaper to rent equivalent housing than to own it, the math may favor renting and investing the difference. This is rare in most markets, but genuinely true in some. The point isn't that renting is always wrong. The point is that it's often a default chosen by people who never seriously ran the comparison. Running that comparison, honestly, is the thing this video is asking you to do. If the math has convinced you that the comparison is worth running seriously, here's where to start. The first step is calculating your real rent-to-own comparison. Take your current monthly rent and compare it to what the monthly mortgage payment would be on a home in your target price range. Then add property taxes, insurance, and a maintenance reserve to the mortgage side. If the total ownership cost is within 20% of your current rent, the case for buying deserves serious attention. If it's double your rent, you may need to either adjust your target market or give yourself more time to save. The second step is identifying what's actually standing between you and a purchase. Is it credit? Savings? Debt-to-income ratio? Each of those has a specific solution that can be worked on with a defined timeline. Vague unreadiness is the enemy. Specific obstacles are just problems with known solutions. The third step is finding out whether you qualify for programs that would change your down payment math. USDA loans, FHA loans, state down payment assistance, forgivable grants, all of these can dramatically reduce the cash required to make a purchase happen. Most renters who feel priced out have never had anyone run their numbers against these specific programs. The fourth step is running a real timeline. If you can't buy today, when could you? What would need to change and by how much? Giving yourself a specific target date, even a tentative one, changes the relationship between your current financial habits and your future home ownership goal, from something abstract into something with a countdown. Every month you're in the right financial position to buy, and you're still renting, your landlord's net worth goes up and yours doesn't. That isn't designed to scare you into a bad decision, and it's designed to make sure you're making a deliberate choice rather than a passive one. Renting as a temporary strategic decision while you build savings and improve credit is completely rational. Renting indefinitely because homeownership feels too complicated or too far away, without ever seriously running your numbers, is the choice that costs most first-time buyers the most money over the longest period of time. The information to make this decision clearly is available to you now. The programs that might make it more accessible than you think are available too. The only thing left is deciding to take it seriously. Every month you stay informed is a month closer to the mortgage payment that builds something like this, if it changed how you see that rent check. Subscribe and we'll keep doing the math out loud.